Welcome, travelers of the internet, to Pillars of Eternity. This is your host, Master Barkle from Bryhelm Recording. We left off heading into the North Weald, I believe we are. North Weald. And Sagani says her Audra figurine is glowing. So let's go.
Ready when you are.
Find that,
Not a
shall
problem.
we? What do we got here? Stalgar. Or wolf. My goodness, that's a big wolf. It's bigger than Tonk, for crying out loud. Tracks long and shallow head east. They're speckled with blood. Ooh, Sagani leveled up. Arrows crude and fletched with bright feathers protrude from the corpse. Okay, can we loot him? I'd like to loot him. Because it does say he's lootable. It's telling me so. Please.
We're making a long-term deposit.
We'll find that. Ooh, money. What do we got here? The inscriptions on this altar, almost unreadable under a layer of thick moss, pay homage to Hylia. This spear, broken in half, has ornate Glenfarthine etchings along the two halves of its shaft. The wet wood shows dents, stained green with moss, probably from impacts against the river's rocks. We tracking some? Tracks and bloodstains continue further east. Okay, what's up here? Bears. Really walloped on those bears, didn't we? Don't worry about it, Tonk. They weren't your family. Not anymore. Durance, you're not looking so hot. You feeling alright there? Is that a dungeon? I don't feel ready for dungeon delving right now. Clouds above the cliffs of the North Weald reflect on the iridescent surface of this pillar of Audra. Uh-oh. Glenfarthine hunters. You come upon a clearing and see a group of Glenfarthines standing in a circle. Sagani glances from the Audra statuette to the hunters, looking for a connection. Meanwhile, the hunters turn and notice you. Their bows are drawn. Take it easy, we're just
What
looking for somebody.
does an Estremor have with the fangs?
They step aside and turn to you, and as they do, you see something on the ground behind them. Lying amidst the ferns is a white stag. Dark blood maws its brilliant coat, and its sides tremble with quick, shallow breaths. You feel a presence in the beast, something ancient and familiar. Before you can speak, something thumps to the ground. You look down and see the Audra bear, its bright glow flickering. Auric shadow. Sagani draws up beside you, her wide eyes fixed on the dying stag.
Ah, it must be.
The white stag is... I told you! Probably. It's probably a deer, just galloping around in the forest. So how are you going to talk to this animal, huh? One of the hunters takes a step forward and Sagani raises her bow, an arrow knocked.
You'll bleed out next to him.
Oh. Oh ho ho.
I'd prepared myself to meet a stranger. To share the honor and history of my village with someone who had no knowledge of us. Even someone who'd scorn our way of life. About the years of abundance in Persoq. How his granddaughters have hunted caribou, and his grandsons made our walls strong. But he'll be gone in minutes.
Remind him of his impact on Persoq. She kneels by the fallen stag, placing her hand on its head. She begins speaking. She tells Persoq of prosperous decades, of the grain trade that has sustained them through long winters. She recites the stories told about him and speaks of the new elders who have followed in his footsteps. The stag takes a final, shuddering breath and falls still.
If you've finished your chanting, we need to get to work before the meat spoils.
Did your elders teach you even a mouse dropping's worth of decency? There will be other kills to dress and eat, but there will only be this one chance for Sagani to say her due respects.
That's right, Aravius.
Respect? A great soul inhabited this body.
And it's gone now. What's left is our kill.
One more comment like that, and you'll be next to him.
People who revere stones and long-dead Audra.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
that.
not just worshipping stones, you fool. It's about respect for what was built by those who came before you. Persoq means to you what those long-dead Audra mean to us.
She slanders the builders.
Alrighty. Let's all stay calm here. There's no need to argue.
Morin are full of useless talk.
Of course. They're upset over nothing again. They didn't have much money.
Not a problem.
Man, why are Glenfathans so poor? There's another cave. Still don't think we're up for dungeon delving here. The nest. Wow. There's a bunch of Stelgar here. Wonder why they were all surrounding this one white Stelgar. Over a ground hardened by dry blood and stomped leaves, the corpse of a giant Stelgar crawls with flies. Its flesh has been pierced and cut, as if stabbed by spears and slashed by swords. You touch the dead Stelgar's flank. A cloud of flies stirs into the air, and suddenly, you feel the creature's remaining essence. The world around fades away. The pack rests. Rocks shelter the young, full bellies. You turn away and look beyond the trees. The moon breaks over their swaying canopy. A scent in the air stirs a tingling in your mouth. You slide into the shadows, the taste of hunt filling your nostrils. Light shines on the stones by the water that falls. Prey down below. Two-legged, hair like dry grass. It moves near the water that flows. Thin legs, slow, noisy, unaware. It holds a sharp stick. Two-legged hunter, weak hunter. Prey. Closer. Prey. Bright moon. Prey. Into the dark. Pain. Pain on your side. A sharp stick pokes out of your flank. You roar and shake it. It snaps, breaking on the stones. Wet stones, your blood. Leaves rustle, you look. Another two-legged hunter. Thick legs, silent steps, striped face. I presume striped face, not stripped face. Strong hunter, enemy. You leap, aiming at its neck. It moves fast. Your claws find flesh, ripping it deep, ripping it down. Wet leaves, two-legged blood. It howls, it fights back. Long claws cut through the air. They slash at your flesh. More pain, sharp pain. You strike, it strikes. Hot blood on your claws, hot cuts on your chest. The world goes red. Your strength fails, you can't breathe. The two-legged hunter looks down. Wet ground, our blood. Sharp stick above its head. Bright moon above its head. Strong hunter, the world goes dark. Interesting. I didn't know Stelgar were capable of caveman speech. Oh. Mercenaries. Stop! Friend or foe? The man in blood-soaked armor points his blade at you as his wounded and weary comrades flock into position behind him. A trickle of blood runs from a cut on his brow down to his neck, staining a locket worn on a gold chain. You're not Glenfathan! Tightens the grip on the sword's handle. By Mogren, friend or foe, I said. Calm down, I'm a friend. Sword still pointing at you, the man gives a sideways glance to his companions and nods. The mercenaries lower their weapons. A rare and welcome sight. Friends this far from home. He lets the white of his sword lower his arm. He gives a concerned look to his mercenary company. Look at us, hiding in the rocks and holding in our guts. He points south. The fangs. They've bloodied us, and now we're trapped. Queeneth sent me. I remember, yeah, she was in the treehouse. Sauceful girl, the captain huffs a chuckle before returning to his humorless frown. We assumed the Glonfothans killed her before coming upon us. I'm relieved she's alive. Doubly relieved she's brought help. The tribesmen ambushed us just as we made camp. The fight was a lopsided slaughter. In the melee, someone tripped through the campfire. We were lucky in that regard. The stench of burning flesh and the choking smoke obscured the scene, and a few of us managed to withdraw. We ran to these ruins to regroup, but now we're trapped. The face painters are just south of our position. They have us cornered. No doubt they're happy to let us starve while they rest and rebuild their strength before attacking anew. His left hand idly toys with a locket worn around his neck. Seems this is where we will be making our last stand. Is that locket come from a ruin? At least you didn't lose your ruin. Your locket. Focusing on the positive? He asks with a laugh as he flips the locket between his calloused finger. This is for my son, for when he's old enough to be trusted with such things. Born a few months ago. Not hollow. Highly I'll be praised. Told my beloved the child wanted for nothing. Probably should have also promised her I wouldn't throw my life away treasure hunting in Air Glonfoth. He was hoping the boy gets his spots from the mother's side of the family. If hunters are south, can't you flee to the north? We could run that way. Maybe evade the Glonfothans if we're quick. But we've spotted a pack of Stelgars up there. Given the options, I'd rather some face painter kill me right quick than die slowly, bite by bite to a feral cat. Oh yeah, I remember the Stelgar. Yeah, they're all dead now. If I didn't know better, I'd wager those beasts are working with the tribesmen. But I'm sure they're just here following their stomachs. Just look at us, limping on our injuries and covered in blood. We must smell like a butcher shop. Well, I've cleared out the northern woods. The Stelgar shouldn't trouble you. All of them? Hear that, boys? Looks like we've got a way out. Get to it. Ah! They cheer, their voices kindled with purpose, and spring into march. Esmar raises his fist and shakes it. The locket dances as if jerked into life. The captain nods and gives you one last look before joining his companions. Alrighty. Well, good on them. Getting out of here. Dangerous here. Did they leave any loot? Oh-ho. Ooh, some money. Sweet. So they're down here to the south, huh? Yeah, looks like it. You raided the mercenaries, foreigner. Now we will cleanse the stain your mark upon these lands. Well, I didn't want to fight you guys. You're right there, Durance. You're a bit maimed. Yeah, we should probably head back to Cadnua sometime soon. What? Gwyneth, her gloved hands half buried on the waves of her rebellious hair, watches your approach incredulous. You did it! Her dimples frame a beaming smile. She lets out a sigh of relief and wags her finger at you. We'll be chanting your name back in the gift. Everyone will know what you've done for us, I promise. She scratches her cleft chin with her free hand and gives you a measuring look. But you're the type to deserve more than just praise. Coin? Weaponry? She rubs her gloved fingers together. Or if nothing tangible suits your fancy, I'd gladly share my skills with you. You have skills? I was hoping you'd say that. She removes the glove from her hands, storing them in her back pocket. When you spend as much time as I do in the ruins, you'll learn to strike first and to strike without warning. She holds her stock out in front of her, its blade parallel to the ground. The key is efficiency of movement. Well, I could have told you that. I was granted Dungeon Delver. She walks you through several footwork drills that focus on quiet footfalls and measured breathing. Place all your weight on the final step when you're ready to strike. I think you've got the grasp of it. I wondered I could teach you something new. She half curtsies and turns to take her leave. So where is that? +1 to mechanics, +1 to stealth, and more crit damage multiplier. Sweet. Taxes collected. See, bandits, that's a more reasonable collection. See, I get the majority, the Earl gets some, and you get some. You see? Follow this little creek. Golden celery. Looks like there's a little lean-to there or something. This leather pack, its belongings washed down the current of the river, gleams like a wet rock. Oh, forest lurker. Bunch of rain blights dealt with. Got some drugs along the way. What's this? This boot lies half buried in mud on the riverbank, as if it had been flushed from upstream.
I tried to pet a Stelgar once. Similar outcome.
You died?
I got better.
Beneath the raging waterfall, the corpse of an elven Glanfathan hunter lies shattered against the rocks. Broken bones protrude through its skin, but you also notice deep parallel cuts in the rotting flesh. The slashes trace almost every part of the body, as if it had been ravaged by a dozen blades. This man probably died before his fall from the cliffs above. You touch the dead elf's forehead. Droplets of water glisten down its purple surface, and feel a sudden jolt from the hunter's lingering essence. The world around you fades away. You're walking among the underbrush without making a sound. Moonlight catches sight of your arms, shining them pale, but you quickly dart again into the shadows of the giant trees of the Northweald. Your blood brother is not so deft as you expected. Look at him, frail, unaware. He doesn't deserve to share the glory of this hunt. It's been countless seasons since a Stelgar like this one, twice the size of its lesser kin, has roamed the forests near Twin Elms. Othwin fell for the trick. You almost feel pity for him, but you've convinced yourself that he'd only get in the way once the killing begins. He'll be safer by the river, expecting that we'll flank the Stelgar when it comes out to drink. But this kill will only be yours. The Stelgar is larger than you imagined. It stands without fear atop the waterfall's ridge, its silhouette cutting a monstrous hole against the mantle of the night sky. A beast of legend, a true hunter. The arrogance of this young hunter. I remember the first time I tried to hunt by myself without Tunk. I still won, but, you know, it would have been a lot easier if Tunk was there to take the hits. Your hand tightens around the shaft of your father's spear. The weight feels balanced, just right. As you prepare the throw, you put everything into it. The spear flies true and it hits its mark. The Stelgar deal and hear a sound. Its blood spills bright on the rocks, yet it stands unfazed. The beast pounces. Moonlight shines over its great fangs. Your hands draw your blades without a second thought as you lunge forward to meet this monster. It's fast. It's ripping your flesh apart. You stab at the darkness, engulfing you, deep again and again. But there is no slowing its embrace. Well, he eventually took it down. So did he, like, crawl his way down here and fall? Or did the beast just, like, toss him? Like, I'm tired of this chew toy, and just yeeted him. Temple of Hylia. May want to go there sometime. 1 day and 25 hours.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Indeed it does. A moment to talk? Of course I do.
Middle
Sagani?
of Air Glonfoth
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of called it.
can bring the success back to Masuk. And perhaps Persoq will return to us one day because of it.
Do you really think it'll make much of a difference? No doubt. Even if Persoq doesn't remember our conversation, his soul does, and it will be stronger for it. It's the same for the rest of Masuk. Our lives may be short, but we can see how much even a single person can accomplish.
The biggest relief is knowing that my journey was worthwhile. That finding Persoq and carrying our village's story to him will strengthen our community and return his soul to us. I'm looking forward to being back in Masuk among my family and my people. But more than anything, I'm glad to finally understand the purpose behind these last 5 years.
Well, that's good.
Do you feel as though you understand the purpose behind your hunt for Theos?
I don't know if it'll preserve my soul, what I'm doing. I think it's just about fixing the wrongs he's doing. He thinks he's doing the God's will, but he's just killing children.
Many people, Watcher. I hope you're able to accomplish it. Theos isn't getting any closer. I suppose we'd best keep after him.
Yes, but this is where we part, Sagani. For I prefer having some other utility in the party. No offense to your own skills, but I've pretty much already got those
Farewell.
skills. So who do we want? I feel like we really want to get back to the Master below. Let's descend further into the endless paths of Ardnua. Oh yeah, I remember you. You were, aren't you a cruel lord? Or something? Lord Björnwigar, a cruel ruler from the north. Okay. Let's deal with this guy, I guess.
I've heard a lot about you, Lord Rollen Tallstag. You seem like a man who knows how to get results. I have a matter I'd like to discuss with you if you'll hear me out.
I would urge caution, my lord. Lord Björnwigar has gained a reputation as a man of brutal temperament. Some would call him cruel.
Sure, farewell, let's hear it.
You call your allies together and motion for the petitioner to step forward. I sit on my steward's lap.
As the ruler of Kanu, I'm sure you've seen your share of troublemakers. People determined to tear you down so you can share in their misery. I've had a few incidents on my land. Rabble-rousing peasants, you see. Shameful as it is, they've gotten somewhat out of hand, refusing to work, threatening my guards, spouting this nonsense about unfair treatment. It's not as if I don't pay them in any case. I fear they won't back down. The situation will only get worse if I don't put an end to it. Things may get a little messy. I thought it best to consult you on the matter first.
What exactly have these peasants been saying?
Oh, the usual, that they don't enjoy the benefits of their labor, that they're treated too harshly.
They're lazy, my lord, that's all. What? I have other questions. My steward informed me you have quite the nasty reputation, that you're cruel and merciless. Björnwigar stiffens.
I simply know the value of efficiency. These peasants should know their place.
Why are you asking me for counsel, though? I'd like a moment to discuss this with people. Aloth, I need you to travel to Birnwagar's keep. Warn the people. I shall act quickly. Your stronghold is gained 2 prestige. Aloth will be busy for 6 days. Perfect. Have you come to any decision? I don't approve of your brutal tactics, but I'll turn a blind eye on this one occasion. I'll leave. Birnwagar opens his mouth to protest, but thinks better of it. He bows curtly, then turns to leave, shaking his head. Well, alright. I feel like that's somewhat situated. I hope Aloth's going to do more than just warn people.
Hello? Hello?
We got some spoilings around the corner. Is that all? And disease pudding. Well, alrighty.
Great.
Yeah, just carry on our way with that corpse.
Margaren's fire casts light in
around.
dark places.
The luminous mushrooms give off a heavy, earthy musk. Why are these guys friendly? Oh, I didn't see the trap though. Oh, hey, level ups.
Keeping an eye out.
This time, we won't trigger traps, maybe, hopefully. That'd be nice. Oh, now they attack. Thought they were friendly. They decided not to be friendly anymore. What was that? Saw that ring. Ring of Thorns of Dexterity +3, of Reflex +5, and Preservation. Wow.
And what does the flame reveal?
Indeed, what does it reveal?
Now this
At least it got Ed Air, I guess. Hit 3, or hit 1, 3 misses, 3 grace. Ooh, a unique rapier. Interesting. Got Taundratir.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Sure. What's this? Hello? No idea. Let's walk around. This doesn't seem like another very big level, does it? Kind of like level 10. One of those spoiling.
Death to our enemies!
Bap. Alrighty.
Let's see what lies this way.
Hydra beetles.
Not a problem.
The luminous mushrooms give off a heavy, earthy musk. Ooh, diamonds. Okay. A winding mass of vicious thorns and thick vines span the gap between the cavern walls. There are spaces here and there in the vegetation, and you can see into the chamber beyond, but it will be difficult to pass through unscathed. Let's cut away at it. Deal a sturdy blow to the nearest vine and get little result. These vines seem unnaturally resistant. No amount of hacking, smashing, or cutting seems to have much effect. It would take far too long to cut away all of them. The vines have grown so thick and tangled as to form a nearly impenetrable wall. Many of the thorns are as long as the span of your palm. From time to time you hear the faintest creak, as if something has shifted slightly within the mass. Are you telling me there's some treasure in there, or somebody? The moment you start to step through, the entire wall gives a great heave, coming alive in a surging mass of branches and vines. Thick, thorny branches swing towards you with vindictive force. Despite your best efforts to avoid them, Durance gets hit hard in the head by one of the vines. The plants seem to react to their victory, thrashing all the more vigorously. Scythe-like barbs tear and scrape at you as you pass, surrounding you in a hailstorm of scratching, thrashing plants. With one final great effort, you scrabble clear of the vines, stumbling out into the space beyond the wall and out of reach.
He's got a concussion. He's dumber. Well, alrighty.
Not a problem.
Down to level 2. That was pointless. Alright, level 2? Level 12, I think, now. And there you have an eventful episode of Pillars of Eternity. Honestly, we didn't get too much done other than helping Sagani find Persoq. And while as uneventful meeting Persoq may have been, with him being a stag, dying and all, he was still a great beast. And he may have fed those hunters had they not gotten so upset with us for, you know, defending Persoq and all that. Like, hey, respect him a little bit more than that. And, you know, they demanded respect too much and, you know, decided to fight us. But anyways, Sagani has been a hero to her people now for doing that. As well as all of us here, even Durrance. He's a hero for doing his part in helping the Deerwood be rid of the Hollowborn menace, and helping me deal with Oddnua down here, or whoever the master below might be. Both sung and unsung heroes are a necessity to life. For while most people run away from danger, it's heroes that charge towards danger. This is Master Barkle from Brighthelm Recording, signing off.